Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest, the greatest, the most talked about community in all of crypto, folks. I hope everybody saw everything that there was to see, and now is the time for support. Now is not the time for negativity, and we're just going to continue what we've been doing this whole week, which is give you guys access to information that might give you financial freedom. Does that sound pretty good to you? Sounds pretty good to me.
It sounds like a plan to me, DZ.
All right. Hey, in the investing bros, I heard a DZ. There's a DZ appearance.
There was.
Was there a Gary Gensler appearance?
The best impersonation of Gary Gensler the world has ever seen, but you gotta see it.
Okay, yeah, guys. I pulled off my skin, and there's scales there. There were scales there. I had a forked tongue. The whole thing. It was very, very lifelike and realistic. Let's just get right into the show, guys. We got a ETF delays. What's happening with that? Who also didn't get delayed? You could probably guess the answer. You could probably type it in right now. You probably know. Also, Bitcoin net flows. We got that down. Guys, we got a DMV accepting crypto. There's a 1 in 50 chance it's in your state. Not technically, but close enough. Also, Robinhood and SBF FTX drama happening as well. It's going to be a great show. Thank you for joining, everybody. And guys, this is the Friday before a 3-day weekend, at least for the Americans here.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any plans for Labor Day?
I labor usually on Labor Day.
All right, yard work. Love it. Drew, what are you doing?
I have to move a building.
All right, we're laboring.
Yes.
We're laboring. All right.
It's festive.
I was in Colorado for Rare Evo, so I missed out on my yard work as well. I got to check my deer feeding situation. I'm trying to feed the deer, folks. All right. Well, you know what? Let's feed the beast, and that beast is Bitcoin, everybody. Where is Bitcoin going? It is down, folks. It is down. But don't worry, I'm going to tell you I'm going to show you a chart that's going to make you not feel as scared when you see some of these numbers. But first, we have the market cap. It is down significantly, down 3.6%. Bitcoin lost a little bit of dominance here. Market cap coming in at $1.08 trillion. 24-hour volume coming in right in the range we like to see at 50 billion. Gas coming in at 45 Gwei. Dominance, 46.4 and 18.1 for Ethereum there. All right, so I said I was going to show you something on a chart that might make you not as fearful. You see Bitcoin down 4.7% here. Just refresh, it was 5%. Before that, it was 5.5%. Let me show you what's about to happen. This is the 24-hour chart. Guys, it feels like seconds. We are seconds or minutes away from that 5% to be 4%. To be 3%, to maybe settle out. And in a couple hours, it's going to look like a 1 or 2% drop, depending on what the price does over there. So the 5% is more the pain from yesterday. Just happened 24 hours and 30 minutes ago. So just stick around. We'll check the chart again in 30 minutes. We have ETH down 3.6%. We have BNB down, XRP down, both down around 3%. Cardano outperforming its peers here. It is only down 1.7%, gaining the Satoshis, as we like to say. Solana now below $20. What do you feel about a below $20 Solana, Tim?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's one, again, we don't necessarily love Solana, all the things about it, but you can't argue with the results of the price action. I think it's going to at least get back close to previous all-time highs. It's probably going to be in my bag. I think Solana's one that could have an interesting bull run, DZ. Very interesting.
Very interesting. And, interesting tidbit by Crypt2Grave. They actually told us what we're really supposed to do on Labor Day. Go buy a mattress. Supposed to buy a mattress. I might actually, now that you mention it, I am going to go to the furniture store. Shout out to Woodstock Furniture. I got to get some bedside. I have some stands that almost burnt me to death, folks.
Do you really?
Stick around at the end of the show. I'll share this story and how these nightstands almost killed me and my fiance. This story is going to blow your mind. But let's get back to crypto, everybody. Let's go to the top. Whoa. Toncoin. I heard it was moving, folks, but I did not know it was moving that well. In this downtrodden market here, it is up 8.6%. I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be leading the way here. It certainly is. Toncoin leading the way. Thorchain also. Shout out to Crypto Thor. Thorchain up 2.1%. IOTA up 1%. Now let's go to the losers. Probably going to be a bloodbath, folks. It's going to look like an arena and Roman Coliseum here. KuCoin shares down 10%. I have a small amount of KCS, just a small amount that I've, just been kind of compounding, staking it. Obviously, way down on that. Probably should just put it into fiat when it was like $50 back in the day. It's probably 30. Rollbit is down a lot. I wish I would have taken some profits 3-4 days ago. Did not. Now I'm feeling the pain. Theta Networks down. Stacks. Back to Stacks. Tim, Stacks is one of the top 4 movers again today.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And also, I say Phantom. You also see Phantom in there as well. Phantom coming in number 6 on the losers. Any coins right here of these top 5 to 10 losers that you see, hey, maybe we're starting to get close to an entry point?
Of these 5, good question. Good question.
I mean,
Stacks, obviously,
optimism.
yeah.
What are your thoughts on stacks?
I don't know a lot about the fundamentals of stacks. The price action itself, it could be something that you see something more interesting happen. I'd have to go back and loot like some more in-depth technical analysis. I think I've done stacks TA like once on camera, and I don't own any, so I don't do a lot of it even privately. But I mean, my limited access to it, I think stacks is interesting.
All right. DZ's, I'm going to say the name now, finally. I always called it DZ's Legumes. I think it was DZ's Peanuts. I believe is the same person. Now it's DZ's Hairline holding his bag of 2.5 chain link. Guys, I have 4 chain link, okay? Just the consideration that I would have less than 3 is ridiculous. I have 4 chain link, everybody. I will never have less than 4. It's only going to go up, folks. It's only going to go up. All right, let's get real quick. If you do want to, check out, this is on CoinGecko. We also check out CoinMarket sometimes, but I like CoinGecko more. Which one do you like more?
I always use CoinMarketCap.
Okay.
But Gecko, it's solid too. I honestly, I haven't found a reason to choose one over the other yet. So
I only choose it because the font is larger on CoinGecko on the very, very top right here. So it's a very, very arbitrary reason here. Now, what do we have next? We have the top story. It's the ETF delays, folks. It's not looking good. I saw a little, we're in the matrix there on the little side camera, but let's talk about what is going on with the ETFs. ETFs delayed. SEC delays verdict on BlackRock's ETF application. Will Bitcoin ETF see the light of day? After Grayscale's win, they decided to postpone its decision on spot Bitcoin ETF applications. Will these proposals be greenlit and when? They did on the ETFs on 7 of them, including one submitted by BlackRock. So BlackRock's Wisdom Tree, Invesco, Wise Origin, VanEck, Bitwise, and Valkyrie published ETFs in the Federal Register on the 19th. However, they have now postponed it by 45 days. So before, they were going to have to rule. Wait a minute, is that Labor Day? No, wait a minute. Saturday? Sunday? Yeah, they were going to have to roll on Labor Day. Looks like now they have pushed it back.
Which they would never do. They would have done it today.
They would have done it today.
If they had to do it on a holiday, they always have to back it up to the previous workday.
All right. Thank you, Tim, for the alpha there. All right. So it looks like now they're going to be pushing it until mid-October, just in time for the Christmas decorations to hit the local Walmart. Actually, that happens in September, right?
I always know. Well, I always grew up decorating the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay. I feel like that's normal.
Yeah. When does the store? I don't know. When does the store?
I don't know. I feel like stores start Christmas stuff, and I feel like Drew probably has a really strong opinion on this for no reason whatsoever.
Probably.
But chat, should I put out Halloween decorations this Labor Day weekend? We have a big inflatable cat. Shout out to Cat. We got to get the cat. So is it too early for my Halloween inflatable cat?
I would say you could definitely start Halloween mid to late September.
Crypto Fiend said, I said I had 6 chain link yesterday. You are a liar. I have 3.5 chain link. I've always said I have 3.5 chain link. I've never had anything but 3.5 chain link, everybody. All right, back to the ETF here. To the frustration of those in the industry, the SEC can delay its ETF verdicts here for a maximum of about 6 months. They had already delayed its deadline from Cathie Woods on August 11th. So the latest one comes after they sided with Grayscale. And despite the postponing of the latest series of applications, Nigel Green, founder of the group DeVere, said in a statement that Grayscale's victory now makes spot Bitcoin ETFs in the U.S. an inevitability. All right. I'm feeling good about that. I'm feeling positive about that.
Yeah.
I'm feeling bullish. Will we get higher than a 5% pump on Bitcoin?
When?
With an approval?
Oh, I think a little bit higher than 5%, but I also, I've been saying this, I think volatility happens afterwards, and there's also a little bit of a dip that comes post ETF. And some people disagree, but that's historically when you go back and look at ETFs, when they're approved, spot ETFs, there's a rally up into the approval. It kind of trades sideways, and then it has a little dump before the real rally takes off a couple months later.
All right. Now let's put you out here on the spot. This is what this is what the viewers want from crypto influencers. They want you to give a price prediction. And so I'm going to ask you, what is the percentage down to the number? Give me a percentage. Bitcoin, we wake up, there's an ETF application approved.
Okay.
Is it 7%? You said more than 5, a little bit. Is it under 10? I'm going to say 6.9%. What do you got? I
was going to say 7, but I also have nothing to factor that because my brain is more thinking price action. But just because you said I have to give a number, 7%.
7%. All right. I think we coming in around the same. Drew, would you agree 7-ish% seems good?
I mean, the price is probably going to be a lot higher by the time we actually get it. So I think it'd be more like 5.
So.
Okay, and a 7% pump on a $25,000 Bitcoin is going to be roughly $1,750. Actually, it would be that exactly. But anyways, let's talk about a little Ripple, folks. I do like the guy who said, dang it, why'd you have to sell that one chain link? I can't change the name for 29 days. Oh, man, that's too bad. But it's all right. You know, I have my 3 1/3 chain link, and, you know, you can change it October 1st. So change it to 3 1/3 chain link DZ. All right, let's talk about Ripple. Ripple's unlocking a lot of tokens, folks. Ripple Labs, you don't know, they have a plan. I think it's 50 billion altogether. They're going to dump 50 billion onto the markets. This is a slow strategy. It's a thought out strategy. They're not doing 50 billion all at once, but they do a billion at once. And sometimes they have an escrow wallet that absorbs some of that billion. Now let's talk about what is going on with Ripple Labs here. Ripple unlocks 1 billion XRP. Time to buy or sell. They initiated a strategy of releasing $1 billion from the escrow account worth over 510 million. Saw minimal impact on prices down. I would say that's more related to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's in a strategic move aimed at maintaining the liquidity of XRP. Ripple Labs has released a total of 1 billion coins from its escrow accounts. The release is executed in 4 transactions with the overall amount valued around $500 million, 510 million bucks there. Of the total supply of what do we got here? That's basically 100 billion XRP, approximately 53% equivalent to about 40. That is not 52 out of 99 is not 47%, but roughly half are currently in circulation here. So yeah,
that was a rough math job.
Well, it's 53%. So they just did it backwards there. If the bearish sentiment continues, XRP's price could potentially plummet to the support level of 45 cents or even further to 32. What are your thoughts on that, Mr. TA?
I'd never seen this article before, but I've been telling people 42 to 35 cents is my range to go and get another dip on XRP.
Okay. All right. Another Ripple news here. Ripple proposes clawback amendment to the XRP ledger for regulators here. In a bid to bolster trust and safety, RippleX, it's their developer arm, has proposed significant amendment to the ledger. The feature, aptly named Clawback, is designed to provide issuers with enhanced control over their distributed assets, addressing both regulatory requirements and unforeseen challenges. XRP community, how do you feel about the blockchain being able to roll back a transaction? Because that is what the intelligence agencies want. That is what the regulators want. They want, North Korea, you know, it's always going to be North Korea. North Korea got these tokens. We got to claw back. We got to reverse the transactions.
Yeah, that's not good. And
Bitcoin has done it. Ethereum has done it.
Wait, so Ethereum has done that?
Bitcoin did it as a one-time thing with the billion Bitcoin that were created.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Once you open Pandora's box, you don't know what will come out, and to close it is going to take a lot. So while there's a lot of justification reasons, we could come up and say this is proof that this is a criminal that did this or someone evil that did this, and it would make sense to do it. But again, once you allow that kind of process to happen, DZ, you subject yourself to who is the centralized authority gets to decide what's evil and what's not, and then what can they do with that to hurt any individual. This whole reason decentralization is a thing in crypto, so it's not positive, not good. That's not great.
All right, shout out to Mastermind for the engagement there. Smash the thumb button for the awesome jokes about his chain link. We have a chain link. We have a link marine in the chat here. All right, well, back to XRP here. This feature, encapsulated amendment known as XLS 39, introduces ISF allow trustline clawback flag. When activated, this flag grants issuers the capability to modify a trustline object, therefore enabling them to claw back funds from an associated account. I feel like a lawyer wrote this to make it not sound as bad for XRP, because you go up to a regular XRP person and be like, yeah, man, this is just going to be a flag that grants issuers the capability to modify a trustline object. High five. And they're gonna be like, I guess I don't even know what you're saying. They're just going to high five you. But then if you said, yeah, man, XRP ledger, we're going to be able to roll back your transaction. High five. They'd be like, whoa, no, that is not good. But when you say it that way, hey, man, it doesn't sound as bad, right? Yeah. All right, for instance, consider a scenario where a token holder loses access to their account. Yeah, here they're going to create a scenario where this is what they call the steal man. With clawback, issuers can reassign tokens to an alternate wallet, ensuring asset protection and minimizing potential losses, AKA, I lost my XRP. You got to give it back. Meanwhile, the person's like, This was an OCD deal. What are you talking about? You gave me cash. Like, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I think this is not going to be on the individual level. You're not going to be able to reach out to Ripple app support and be like, I sent it to the wrong address, man. Can you help me out? This is just going to be for billionaires, multimillionaires, NGOs, governments, that type of thing. I vote against it, though.
You open it up, and it's that anyone could take advantage of it for who knows what reason, and then you have loopholes, and people use it to steal and to, like you said, what's to stop me if this becomes the thing I can do from using that to pay people, getting my goods, and then saying, oh, this is a fake thing, let's roll that back, and then I get my money back. People got to be responsible for their decisions. People have to take personal accountability for how they spend and utilize their money. And yes, crypto is the Wild West, and yes, things can happen in the Wild West, but it is what it is.
All right, guys, there is a silver lining. Okay, you ready for the silver lining? This is a non-sarcastic thing here. Okay, here is the silver lining to this product here. While the clawback feature is a potent tool, it's designed with checks and balances. It's an optional feature, folks. An optional feature intentionally disabled by default, ensuring that XRP remains unaffected. By understanding that their assets won't be clawed back arbitrarily, holders can engage in transactions with peace of mind. Here is my... let me dash the silver lining, though. Here's my silver bullet till the silver lining. This could be an escalation attempt. Like, yeah, sure, it's optional now and it's disabled by default, but maybe it'll be optional now but enabled by default to no longer optional. I'm saying that is a scary scenario you should be worried about if this does end up potentially passing here. Just be wary.
Yeah. Well put. That was very well put.
Drew, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I went on a rant about bank bail-ins and the potential there within, because of our banking system, is at risk of going fully insolvent if we are behind by another. We're about, I think, $500 billion away from insolvencies, from seeing the entire system crash, and then they can do bail-ins to your bank account and actually take the money that's out of your bank account to fix the problems that they created in the first place. So keeping an eye out for that, because it can get a lot worse.
Yeah, the only bails I want are the hay bales in a farm that I own that is self-sovereign and self-sufficient and has solar power and a well and animals. That's the only bail I'm worried about. Yeah, let's go. Let's make a basement episode. Guys, I got a sneak peek something for you folks. There is a basement episode where me and Drew are going to taste the world's worst MREs. Dude, does that sound fun? Does that sound awesome? Drew, are you ready?
I'm so ready for this.
God, that's going to be a fun video.
I've eaten some garbage before, so I'm ready for this.
All right. Good old S on a shingle is what they call it, right? All right. It's time to talk a little Bitcoin, folks. Shout out to the XRP community, XRP army. We do love the XRP. I have a little XRP. A lot of people think I hate it. Some people think I love it too much. I think being in the middle is probably where you want to be. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin here, though. Bitcoin exchange net flows soared to monthly highs as Bitcoin dumped below 26K. So this is net inflows, net outflows. What are we talking about here? This is the exchange net flow. Okay, so this is both directions. They've wiped off all the gains it made after the Grayscale victory, leading up to the fact several thousands of these coins were sent to crypto exchanges, primarily driven by investors seeking to capitalize on the positive news, as many anticipated a favorable outcome, everybody. So the exchange net flow metric just reached a 1-month high of 9.75 million, breaching the previous milestone of 8.89 million. This is according to Glassnode. In terms of Bitcoin sent to exchanges, that the amount has neared 370, which is a 4-month peak. Nothing too crazy there. Here we can see a little bit of a chart, exchange net flow hourly chart. So we had a little bit more of a spike back in May, March, April area. So yeah, end of March, and then end of April, beginning of May right there. All right, this metric, all right, Bitcoin velocity is also hitting a multi-year low here. Bitcoin velocity has reached a 3-year low, reaching levels not seen since August 2020. Data from CryptoQuant suggests that the figure currently stands at 23.80 and is yet to reach the historical low of around 20. Also worth noting that dormancy remained at elevated levels despite a sharp drop in velocity during the 2023 rally. This is just coins not moving. Although the current price is below the 2021 all-time high, it is evident that long-term Bitcoin holders are capitalizing on the surge and are changing hands. Let's see. The market psychology is atrophied. I think, someone said it best. One pump is you'll lose all that negative attitude. And I'm not saying the pump's near. It could be 6 months from now. It could be, a lot closer to the halving than we are now. But one pump, everyone's going to forget this bearish negative news and sentiment. And woe is me. Everyone's going to be feeling too bullish too quickly. That's my take. All right, back to Bitcoin here. Bitcoin, Ethereum trading volumes headed for worst quarter since 2019. That's exactly where we want to be. Good in that 4-year cycle area there. This looks like Bitcoin liquidity. Okay, this is Bitcoin liquidity right there. Not great, not great.
Yeah.
Imagine being in a ship like 1500s. How crazy was that?
Yeah. But that's just how soft we are, that we think about that and we're like, dang, that would suck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you really want to go like, all right, before air conditioning, how about this? Before shoes and clothing, we were like chucking sticks at antelope looking things. Like that probably sucked.
I was showing everyone you can learn how to make your own clothing too. Like I got my wife is wonderful. She makes me clothing. So you can
shout out to Mrs. Druth.
Yes, Mrs. Druth.
Do we have a name for her?
No, absolutely not. Not with all the stuff coming at the family lately. So,
I feel you. Yeah. No, now is time for support for the BitSquad members. None of us are in a good position. None of us feel great about everything that had happened. And we're just trying to be supportive here. Cryptos are us in the chat. My wife doesn't like it when I do a one pump. I would just say, man, at that point, you just got to be still and stop, jumping into the liquidity pools. Just be flat. Just try to be flat there.
Sometimes no move is the best move.
Yeah, and then that leads to a really good candle.
Yeah.
All right, back to Bitcoin spot trading volumes here, though. The spot trading volumes for the current quarter have totaled 721 billion, according to CoinGecko here. If conditions remain unchanged and September's volumes hover around 350 billion, the quarterly trading volumes would come close to $1 trillion. Here it looks like okay. So here we have the price chart. What a Bart right there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a win. He's got a little bit of a cowlick, but it looks exactly like Mr. Simpson there. CoinGecko data shows that the total trading volume for Bitcoin in the first quarter of 2019 was 541 billion. We need to get above that, though, folks. As Bitcoin goes up, as more money flows to the markets, we don't want to compare ourselves and fiat values to previous bull runs, because that means the bull run's the same as last time. I don't want a bull run equal to 2021. I don't want to be celebrating 69K Bitcoin. I want to celebrate a 90K Bitcoin, which is where I think it probably is going to end up. All right, ready to talk about women CEO roles. This is, maybe a basement story. Could be a basement story here. Women hold just 6% of crypto CEO roles, highlighting the gap in leadership. I would say this is definitely a gap here, 6%. But if you go to an average crypto conference, that is not that far from the ratio we see there. So it's not as bad as maybe the corporate world. I would liken it to, if you go to any kind of video game company, it's largely occupied by males.
It's because
if you go to nursing, maybe different.
It's because Bitcoin is for Kens.
Oh man, so, 3 points for Tim there.
Yeah. No, I do think the number is getting a little better. I did notice this last year at conferences. I thought there were a couple more females. I think at one point, the last time I saw the number was like 8% female. I'd be interested what updated numbers are reporting.
Yeah, and I would echo that sentiment. 2021 compared to 2022, compared to 2023. That's when I first started going to conferences regularly. It's definitely a lot better represented today versus years past. And I can only imagine what the 2015 ETH conference looked like and compare it to ETH Denver last year, this year. Although that being said, a lot of work still to be done. I think there's still a lot of work to be done. Although then you throw in different things about CEOs are traditionally 6 foot tall or higher. And then that screws up the metric as well. Yeah, the taller. Well, it's a secret for me and Drew.
Yeah, I don't make the cut. I'm only 5'11", so it's
same thing for president. So there's all types of discrimination. There's height discrimination. There's a lot of things counting against that metric right there. All right, let's talk about the jobs report. Oh, wait a minute, no, it's Tim's moment. It is the charts time, baby.
Oh, I'm here, DZ. I'm here for the charts. And you know what, DZ? Because I love you. I love you a lot, DZ. I'm going to start on the 5-minute charts.
Yes.
Because you love 5-minute charts.
Wait, we had a major move.
And guess what? In the 5-minute charts, most recent price action has actually gotten bullish divergence, oversold flashes. This is an MVP oscillator right here.
This is for the scalpers right here, all right?
Yes.
Not real scalp. We don't condone that. The scalp traders.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, when you see on an MVP oscillator, this is chart prime, by the way, guys. This green histogram's mixed with what I call the Christmas tree ornaments and bullish divergence. That was a good little scalp trade right there. You could have gotten into. You can see the RSI drop below 30 as well. Now it's hovering around mid levels, but I wouldn't be surprised to see us get a little higher. because this is DZ's request, we're going really zoomed in here. We're at the minute chart.
Yes.
Minute chart right now. Give me a second for this to load. But there's definitely still room to the upside. And then we just had on another pullback, we just had again a Christmas tree ornament, green triangle with our green histograms right here. So I think I would not be surprised at all, DZ, to see us get back up here towards 26,000.
A little bit of a trigger wave, a little bit of a bullish divergence.
Yep.
You know, this looks really, really good for the scalp traders. And we don't mean people that like trade artifact human remains.
Yeah, that would be bad.
No, we're talking about the people trading.
Yeah, that would be bad. Now on the more macro side, because I did have to do that. DZ loves that. So now it's time to do a little
I
longer
guess
time
we could
frame.
do like long-term, week
Yeah.
and monthly and daily.
So this is what I've been talking about here for a little bit. You never know what news is going to break, when it's going to break. But when we crash down to 25.2, I think on this show, I talked about a pullback up to retest this blue line. I got to zoom to it the right way.
DZ
this
was
blue
scalped.
line. There we go. Let it out. Let it out. All right. We're gonna keep moving on here. This rising level of support. Remember when I talked about XRP, guys, and I said that when we slash through 55 cents, that's not a level that you slash through and don't revisit. Well, it turns out I was a little too bullish saying 55 cents, it would come back to, went lower. But the same thing's present here. I said, hey, when we have this strong support, usually you pull back up and you touch that support turning into resistance. In this case, you have to remember with lines aren't perfect. It's more about zones. And we definitely got up into a zone.
Hairlines aren't. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you have like a zone.
Too much.
You have like a zone. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna keep moving on here. This flat level support we had, technically we had a wick come down to 28.4. I'm surprised we didn't get a little higher, but we did get news that came in. We talked about this. It would come back up to former support, turn into resistance, and then there'd be some sort of news that would flash that would be the excuse for why price would dip back down. And that's exactly what happened. We had the pumping news with Grayscale. We had the FUD news with the delayed ETF. I'm not 100% certain yet, DZ. Watch 25.3, 25.2, this zone of support come back into a play here. When you're on these longer time frames, we are not quite at a space. We're getting the MVP oscillators on the 4-hour chart saying to buy, but we haven't gotten our Christmas tree ornaments. We are low on the RSI. I think it would make a lot of sense probably this weekend to come back down towards 25.3, 25.2, and a decision needs to be made. But I'm going to hold out. Now we got to go super, super far out, DZ.
Whoa.
We're going to the monthly chart for this one. Come on now. Take my oscillators down. Thank you. All right. Remember I talked about what historically happens after red Julys. There's not a lot of them. There's only been 4 in the past, but August is always red. And more often than not, September and October are as well. I still believe, DZ, that we're going to be seeing red monthly candles. And if we do see a green candle of September, it's going to be a very small green candle. And watch out again, everybody. Watch our, don't need my the support. I don't need the volume. Watch out for this CME gap coming in all the way down here. I have to go to the daily chart to show you all the way down here at 19,940. Watch the wicks down towards 19.7 on other charts. This one says 19.5, but other charts are 19.7. I still think that this is a part of a grander play in manipulative movements by, I don't know, you can't say for certain, but BlackRock, other institutions, they want to gobble up more supply. This would be a repeat again of what happened in 2019. And so far, everything that I've been talking about, the movements, the timing of stories, they're playing out in the charts. The charts are telling us the levels. We just have to wait for the triggers of when they post news stories to confirm all that. But that's all I got today. Got the micro, got the macro. I feel good. You feel good. There's your charts.
Feeling good. BG, I'm losing my hair. I look like you. Please stop wearing hats. Be proud of yourself. Do not be demoralized. That goes for anyone reading this as well. You are your only enemy. All right. All right.
So I had someone asking about my opinion about Christmas and Christmas lights.
Yes.
Well, I'll put it in the notes for the end.
What we need to do, this is just what I do.
He's like, no, I'm doing the lights now.
He's just going to do it now.
Get your family excited about the Nightmare Before Christmas, because then you can cover Halloween and Christmas with the same lighting system. You don't have to be climbing up and down, doing all this stuff back and forth. It's much easier on your knees.
Yeah. Bring out one skeleton and then just remove them, and boom. Hey, it was Halloween. It is now Christmas.
Congratulations.
All right. Okay. Drew said he's going to move a building Monday, and all I can think of is that video where 150 Amish guys lift that barn and move it. Is that going to be true?
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
gonna lift it up with jacks at the edges, put some wheels systems on it.
It could be Tim alone. Tim has a serious deadlift.
Yeah, we are going to discuss this more at the end of the show. I'm putting the notes.
And then you got to tell us your deadlift PR. All right, let's go to the jobs report, everybody here. U.S. August job adds 187K. Murder was the case that they gave them versus estimates for 170K. Unemployment rates rose 3.8% here. The spot Bitcoin ETF aspirations sidelined after SEC yesterday pushed its decisions here. Crypto bulls are hoping an employment slowdown and lower interest rates could provide a positive catalyst. Well, good job ratings isn't going to help that rate go down, though. It's just going to do the opposite. The U.S. added 187K in August versus the 170 expectations and up from a downwardly revised 157 in July. Unemployment rate was 3.8 versus the forecast for 3.5 and last month's 3.5. The price of Bitcoin was little changed after this, just trading above 26K in the minutes following the report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Traditional markets, however, are reacting with the stock index futures moving higher while the greenback and treasury yields slip lower. Here we go. Checking other report details, average hourly earnings were higher by 0.2% in August versus the forecast of 0.3 and down from 0.4. On a year-over-year basis, average hour earnings are up 4.3% versus forecast 4.4. I guess that's okay. I mean, it's better than flat. I mean, 4%. I think your eggs, your milk, your gas, your vehicles, your houses. I think that's maybe not houses, but everything else is up more than 4%. But 4% is better than not, something lower, I guess. So I'm just trying to be not bleak on this.
These numbers keep coming out all over the place, though, DZ, because the other day, numbers came out about spending and income, and it showed that income was going down and spending was going up. So it's still like, as much as they're trying to put a Band-Aid on it and put out all these bullish numbers, I mean, just talk to your neighbor, and maybe you yourself. There are so many people right now who they haven't gotten a raise recently. There's been no reason to get a raise, but everything's getting more expensive. And it's like a year ago, you were fine with your salary. Now you're sitting here and you're like, man, I'm back to paycheck to paycheck. What was that? There was that number that came out here like 2 weeks ago. It was like 60%. Was it higher than 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck?
Yeah, and I'm sure it is higher than that.
Yeah, it was too high of a number. Way too high of a number.
Tim gives me real cop vibes.
Oh,
you know what?
true.
I am watching The Shield right now. You could definitely be in the background of The Shield.
It's all on the shoulders, too. It's right there.
Yeah.
Looks like I can see him beating Antifa in downtown Atlanta.
I'm not a violent guy whatsoever. There was one time someone was going after Taylor, my wife, and I'd never had a reason to try, but I had to grab him. And I actually surprised. It was actually pretty crazy how
easily it is to manhandle small people when you work out 7 days a week.
Listen,
you squished him, didn't you?
You folded him up. You just folded him up. Tim just folded him up, y'all, like a pretzel.
He's like, I'm sorry, I'm doing this.
Fold him up, put him in his pocket like
I didn't hurt him, but in that moment I was like, oh, I could hurt you.
Yeah.
So
how'd it feel? Oh, good. Yeah, he's enjoying it, guys. We may have awoken the beast.
Yeah,
and we got a gym now. All right, let's talk about BRICS, everybody. Guys, there's some alarming data I saw on the All In podcast about BRICS. Not data I saw; it was just charted for me to see. Pretty scary. Expanded BRICS to command over 40% of global crude oil output. Think Tank Dubs move a warning to America. They're saying the expanded BRICS set to control the significant portion is a shot across the bow for the United States. According to Panikoff, the United States should keep its friends close amid the emergence of a multipolar world order. Reuters reports that BRICS has approval of the admission of Saudi Arabia, Iran, Ethiopia, Egypt, Argentina, and the UAE, with dozens of countries looking to join the economic coalition. With the addition of 6 new nations, BRICS is poised to command more than 40% of global crude oil production. BRICS is a group of economically aligned nations made up of BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The doubling of BRICS members is reportedly set to take effect in January 2024. The numbers I saw was the G7 purchasing parity index and the BRICS nations. And this is the 90s, 2000s, and now it's like that was like 2020. They're now have more purchasing power than the G7. And I remember, I'm old. I remember G7 was just the end all be all. There's the G20 and the G13. I think that was something you would buy at a never mind. But yeah, the G7 in my mind was just this powerful force that would just never be dethroned. And it looks like their love of censorship, their love of control, and actually less love than CCP now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I think that people are, the global economy is broadening and the internet is just making that easier. And now there's 1 billion people in India with access to the internet. That wasn't really the case, maybe even 5 years ago. So I think as technology is democratized, meaning more and more people have access to it, I think we're going to see the same thing with populations there. All right, let's talk about this DMV story. One, does anyone like the DMV? I don't think anyone likes it.
I love it. It's a great Tuesday.
Great Tuesday. Yeah. I probably need to go to the DMV. I got to register. to vote. Are you registered in Georgia yet?
No, and I got to register to vote. I at some point need to get a Georgia license. Yeah, I say that I was joking. Now that does sound like a Tuesday for me at some point.
All right, I guess so. Yeah, me too. Hey, maybe we'll do it together.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. All right, hey. Look, it may not matter on the national levels, but like your local politics, your vote really, really can count. All right, let's talk about Colorado. I said it was one of the 50 states. What was the 50 states? Colorado. Colorado DMV taps PayPal to facilitate crypto payments. The DMV will accept payments in crypto assets supported by PayPal. So that PayPal partnership is now starting to have some second-order effects, folks. Said it had begun accepting crypto's payment for online services as state continues its drive to find use cases for the asset class. So it looks like you can't go to the DMV and use it yet. We don't want to confuse the 17,000 employees they have in the state of Colorado. Here, I'm trying to send. Show me your MetaMask. They're like, sir, just take a number.
You don't want to make it too complex on Coloradans lately because they're all very confused from their recent legal moves. And
that's where Drew's from. Yeah,
yep.
Yeah.
It's
you miss it?
Very confused
not at all.
From there.
Not at all. Don't miss it. It's a beautiful state, but it's basically gotten so expensive that me as a middle class guy, I say a middle class guy, I come from Colorado, which the house was $700,000, right? So that's your middle class existence in Colorado. So good luck making it to Vail if you're middle class.
Wilma, I don't have any plans moving there. A lot of strong DMV opinions. 2 DMVs near us. One's okay. The other's a very slow dumpster fire with crowds outside every day. DMV is the beta for hell. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Yep. DMV is the first government agency in Colorado to accept cryptocurrency. Other states, including California, Florida, New York, are also considering accepting crypto payments. You should do
Who
it.
in New York has crypto? All the regulation they have over there. I didn't know that you could be in New York and have crypto.
Well, the New York City mayor, Eric Adams, he has come forward, slightly pro Bitcoin. So maybe it's not, they don't say it's state officials. They just say officials in other states. So maybe it's city officials that are angry at the state officials, kind of like, hey, I'm gonna put my thumb in your eye. You're so anti-crypto. I'm gonna market myself as the city mayor that is pro-crypto, and it'll really stand out as a just contrast. Contrast is powerful persuasion. The city of Denver also had the first U.S. election with blockchain technology for overseas ballots. Blockworks was told last year. So pretty cool stuff. Colorado pushing the envelope, folks. And here we have Coinbase, back to PayPal. Coinbase to list PayPal's PYUSD stablecoin. I still just see that as just a different word in my mind. Coinbase announced on the 30th it'll add support for PayPal stablecoin as an ERC token. So looks like the PayPal stablecoin, hey guys, 2 years might be the second biggest stablecoin. Maybe even, it'd be hard to be bigger than Tether, but it could be potentially bigger than Tether. Unlikely though, because Circle really, I don't think Circle was ever really able to dethrone it. I know that they started closing the gap, but then it started to reverse. I don't know what we'll see. Can PayPal close the gap and then exceed Tether?
A lot of people use PayPal, so
I'd rather use PayPal than Circle.
We had this.
It's not like either are good. I mean, they're both centralized, very censoring. Very salacious. Other words.
I think we talked about it on this show. Back when stuff was happening with PayPal, and they were obviously the one that everyone hated. It's really hard though. Most people have to use PayPal, whether you actually even know it or not. PayPal is so integrated into so many different spending things. So it would make sense. As much as we might not like it, I would not be surprised to see DZ at least push the limits on Tether, if not pass it in the next market.
What was the story I was going to share at the end? I remember I dropped a hint at the end.
I have a nightstand almost killed you, MRE reviews, and how to build.
Oh, yeah. Okay. The nightstand. Okay. The nightstand. Thanks. All right. Let's talk about Robinhood here. Robinhood revealed as a major holder of Ethereum with $2.5 billion wallet. Looks like they had that big Bitcoin wallet, and now it looks like they have a big old ETH wallet too. So they're as a proprietor of the 5th largest ETH wallet. Pretty huge there. So Arkham's the one who found this and highlighted while the recognition of the possession of the third largest Bitcoin wallet garnered attention, its identification as the fifth largest ETH wallet received comparatively less recognition. So yeah, their Bitcoin wallet taking all the news here. But yeah, guys, they are the fifth largest ETH wallet. So Vlad's doing big things, folks. Vlad, here, let me show you the face of the guy that has the fifth largest. There he goes. There he goes. A little bit of Martin Shkreli vibe, you know.
No, totally.
Martin Shkreli, it looks like he has a little hero arc. Yeah.
He looks like one of the kid actors of one of the Batman movies, like a teenager.
Okay. I can see that. All right. Vlad, good old Vlad, shutting down that AMC and GameStop trading. All right, let's talk about Robinhood again here, bringing DeFi to users, added 200 plus ETH and Polygon tokens. They're going to be bringing DeFi to millions of users in the coming weeks. So tons and tons, guys, 200 tokens. Let me give you a little bit of good news here and bad news here. Good news, the cream will rise to the top. You know, you release 200. We're going to see who are the best 20 players here, because now it's like, okay, a little bit more information. You're going to get the Reddit crowd. You know, now they're going to be doing a little bit more investigations. Oh, short squeeze. But here is I would say the not so good news. None of those 200 coins are really going to get an outsized pump. Do you remember, you know, late 2020, early 21, a new coin get added to PayPal, or I'm sorry, new coin gets added to Coinbase. It just immediately pumped 20%.
Yes.
Why? Because there's like 7 coins and you're like, I just want something.
Yep.
So imagine back in those days, instead of releasing 1 or 2 tokens and all the attention's on it, what if they just released 200 at once? You know, all the extra attention, all the extra fiat would be divided by 200. No one's really going to have that like, oh my God, we're to the moon pump because of this big exchange listing. So if one of those coins, you know, your favorite coin is one of those 200 and you see this listing coming up and you're like, guys, this is it. You know how many users they have? 700 million active users, guys. They're all going to buy it. It's not going to happen. It isn't going to happen. So just be careful. If there's 2 tokens, I'd be with you. I'm buying it too. It's not though. So just be careful expecting a huge pump when 200 coins are going to be added all at once. All right, back to ETH here. ETH staking services agree to a 22% limit of all validators. 22% self-limit rule ensures that at least 4 major staking entities would need to collude in order for the chain to reach finalization. So no one is going to be able to get more than 22%. So staking providers either committed or working to commit to it. Rocket Pool, Stakewise, Stater Labs, Diva Staking. Puffer Finance also announced commitment to here. So yeah, they're trying their best in a decentralized world to keep it decentralized. Because if you think about it, in a decentralized world, you can't stop centralization. I know it's a weird thought. Let me say that one more time. In a decentralized world, you can't stop centralization. Let me spell that out one more time. In a decentralized world, you can't stop me from buying 51% of the tokens. Now, sure, yeah, you convince 50%, never sell. But as price escalates, you'd be amazed by how many people are like, oh, yeah, I'm in at that price. I'm definitely selling at this price. So in a decentralized world, so in a weird way, this centralization is going to stop further centralization. It's a little odd and, you know, it's dubious, as Benjamin would say. But yeah, I think it's ultimately a slightly good thing. I'm not like really strongly in favor of it, but it's ultimately kind of good.
It goes back to the thing of centralization in and of itself is not inherently evil if the person who is of authority is a good person. The problem with it is, how do you instill the guidelines and the rules for that person to stay moral? Or if it goes to the next person, how do we know that person is good? There's been good kings in the past. There have been monarchies where he has complete control, but he's a good, fair, strong king, but then he passes it to his son who's a dirtbag, and he ruins the country because he's centralized authority.
It's
the same thing. It's like it could be good. Or it's not inherently evil, but it opens up a whole world of evil. Yeah, depending on who's that centralized person.
You might have Saruman the White or Gandalf the White. You don't know what you're going to get. I don't know why we deleted Crypto Cookies comment. You said just point out the blood diamond on ETH's monthly. I don't know if you've looked at that. Shout out to Marcus Cypher and Crypto Face.
He just retracted
the first blood diamond on the ETH monthly chart ever.
Yeah,
is my. I'm actually going to talk to Face later. I'm going to ask him directly, folks.
He retracted it.
Yeah. Oh, he retracted.
It wasn't
Crypto Cookie. You didn't need to. We didn't need to.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about these smartphones on ETH. Everybody, we're down to the ETH section there. The first smartphones on ETH's blockchain were all sold in 24 hours. Extraordinary breakthrough. Pre-sales of the smartphones based on the blockchain have shattered expectations. All 50 devices equipped with ETH OS were sold in just 24 hours. I thought they were going to say like 100,000. 5. No. It's way more than 5. It's 50. Oh, okay. At the heart of the revolutionary achievement is the Ethos operating system, a unique open source platform that testifies to the rapid evolution of the ETH ecosystem. The Ethos smartphone, built on the solid foundation of a Pixel 7a, love Pixels better than iPhones, is distinguished from conventional smartphones by its Ethereum-like client. I said it, Pixels better than iPhone. Tim Cook, get better. All right, Sergey, I'm Team Sergey, and or Larry and Aaron, I don't know, whatever those Google CEOs are called. Team Alphabet, baby. That sounds cool. Users can seamlessly manage payments, send and receive messages, and delve into the vast landscape of the EVM and Layer 2 scaling solutions. In addition, integrate seamlessly with ENS, simplifying the payment process and enhancing the user experience. Remarkably, some Ethos NFTs have been listed for the staggering figure of 3 ETH. So pretty huge there.
That's
a pretty big difference than a Google 7a, which is only $500.
Well, I was going to ask, and I'm not throwing shade at Solana. I'm genuinely asking, do we think that this performs better than the Solana phone that had to be reduced by 40% after they were making pretty much no sales?
It has to, right? Because the ETH community is just a lot bigger than Solana.
3 Ethereum is what they said. It's costing 3 Ethereum right now?
Well, it's so rare. There's only 50. Supply and demand economics. You know, Solana phones, they made too many, more than, you know, no one wanted those phones. All right, we had the 50 people. All right, so 50 people want a Solana phone. What should you do? Only build 20. And then guess what? You're going to get a high price.
There's only so many Tim turds in the world as well, but that's not going to go for 3 ETH. So just because it's rare, I don't know. I want to see what that phone looks like.
Buying pressure.
Oh, true.
I mean, I think it'd be
I would
pretty
imagine
cool.
there's not that many people trying to buy Tim turds, but you never know. Maybe I should figure that out. Need to make some extra income.
Well, I mean, pressure makes diamonds,
Yeah,
so let's get some buying pressure, and we'll see what that carbon-based life form can create.
There.
All right, let's talk about Solana. Back to Solana here. Solana's attempt to introduce a phone had relatively modest success. They sold over 2,000 units. But you know, they did have to reduce the price from 1,000 to 599 to stimulate demand there, engaging and exploring, shaping the future. In conclusion, the success of the Ethereum smartphones marks a significant milestone in the integration of blockchain technology into our daily lives. No, it doesn't. This is stupid. Only 50 people did it. It did nothing to integrate blockchain technology into our daily lives. It did it for 50 people. Were you one of those 50 people? Let me know in the comments. Maybe. Yeah, it's a possibility, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I'll wait till it's like a real, you know, a real solution. Every AT&T, it wouldn't be Verizon or AT&T. It'd be like the number 4 guy would, you know, they'd be the ones offering this. Or maybe they do what Solana did and open physical brick and mortar stores. Just got to avoid San Francisco. All right, I think it's time for X. Speaking of San Francisco, let's talk. I think it's the X minute time. I got a couple tweets here. One, let's see. Just a little blast of nostalgia. Opening I love this account, Nostalgia from Your Childhood. It's like, I'm perfectly suited for this age. I net decked from a Nintendo Power magazine and would just wipe the floor. I was like 13, 14, just crushing 10-year-olds.
Yes.
It felt pretty good. It was a Hitman Chan deck. CZ tweeted out our B&B video. So big shout out to CZ. Thank you for the support there, CZ. It's just a B&B starter pack. This isn't, you know, any kind of price predictions. Don't watch this if you want, you know, what's my entry point? What's my exit point? This is just educating you about the system there. So CZ retweeting that.
Why didn't you say this? I didn't know CZ himself tweeted this out.
Yeah, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. That isn't. Whoa, that's insane. So that was insane to me. So hey,
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I'm pretty excited about it. And also, what was pretty cool? Atmosphere show last night. I went to the Atmosphere show. Was not a fan, but left a fan. So we had a great time. This man was killing it at 50 years old, folks. So shout out to all the 50-year-olds still doing it. You know, some 50-year-olds maybe watching the chat right now. Hit that like button, everybody.
That's right.
All right, now let's go to the likes here. There's a couple I would like to share here. One, Druth on Maddie B. Drew, how was that?
It was really great, man. I love getting on with Maddie B. Just talking about everything he's going through in Canada. You know, we're very freedom-minded folk that are also just happen to be in cryptocurrency, so we align on pretty much. I haven't found a subject I don't align with him on yet. I keep trying to find one, but Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much in tune with each other, and he's a great guy. So I'll go on live with him every Friday.
Did you try to figure out how to move a building?
I did not bring that up to him. No, he was more interested in how our week has gone here.
Yeah.
Talked about, kind of the level of worry and like why it's good to always, practice tactics and take your safety into your own hands so you don't have to worry about the external threats that may come to you down the line. So.
All right. Probably. Well, speaking of threats, I tried it in a small town. I did try it. I tried it in a small town. Some local roughs got mad and started a dance off. I lost, but I earned the begrudging respect of the lead antagonist and caught the eye of a beautiful woman who is central to the social scene here. Probably several films worth of stories to come. Daniel, just a funny account. I've seen him try to do a couple small town tweets. This is his best one there. Cernovic, this was a post from 2020. America has 3 classes: ruling elite, think the incompetents; masses, brainwashed from public school; and then the new elite, homeschooled, physically active and fit, loathe fake news. That was from 2020. Pretty prescient there. Keith Olbermann is one of the funniest people ever. He got into it with Riley Gaines, the swimmer here. Then he got fact checked there. He's, she had some hot takes on, who can compete in women's swimming. And then he said, can you just address the reality and move past it? You sucked at swimming.
What?
That is why you lost. Then checked. Career is one of the most decorated swimmers in the program's history. She played an instrumental role in clinching their first ever conference championship title. So, guys, Keith Olbermann, man, I actually used to watch that guy unironically. All right, here we have just a funny moment. Wait a minute. Whoa, wait. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Here we go.
Okay.
You thought he could fly.
Oh gosh. Oh.
One more.
For good measure.
I think it's...
Is that Nick Demondi?
It does look like Nick Demondi. Nick, what are you doing there, Nick? Oh man, Nick. Zuby, shout out.
Blitz.
Zuby's got a good account. Hey, he replied to me. So as what his favorite food, he's walking around Taiwan street vendors. He said the pineapple fried rice is supreme. Shout out to the Junkie team, always building there. I don't really watch these Barstool pizza reviews. This is the best one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a normal review, so I watched 10 seconds of it, 20 seconds. I was like, that's dumb, and I just skipped it. Then I saw more and more tweets about it who said he got in a fight. Guys, he gets in a fight with the owner. And not like physical, but it got about as close as it can get. I mean, there's birds, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's a lot of strong language. Yeah. The guy's like, oh my God. Well, it is you watched it?
No, I'm watching it right now, which
so
just went off of it. Now I can't watch it anymore. I wanted to see the fight. I was going to ask, because this is actually pretty hotly debated, because he has so many interesting reactions and interactions while doing these reviews. Staged or not staged?
This one, well, here's I always go to this and I always default to this. People can't act. Most actors can't act. And so when you see like Scare Tactics, the television show, it was very easy to tell who knew the prank was there and who didn't know. Mm-hmm. To me, this is not acting. Yeah. This is not acting. I don't think that's acting at all. That's the owner right there. I mean, he's like, I don't appreciate what you're doing, because he's giving it not a great review. But guys, there's a round 2. That's round 2 right there. Okay. Round 2 is exciting. There we go. Round 2 is exciting. It's a little long. It's 9 minutes. It's very, very entertaining, though. I highly recommend it. Crypto Face exited the shore. He's playing some Starfield. Shout out to the Starfield people. A lot of people playing it.
I've never heard of Starfield.
I got to get up with the video game nerds here.
I don't play
DNGs.
Video games. That's the fault of mine. I don't play video games anymore. I know that I'm going to invest in video games and blockchain when the excitement's back, but I don't play them. So
I don't have time to play video games. Do you guys have time to play video games?
I don't really have time to play video games.
No.
We'll talk to the DNGs and see what they say here. Yeah. Shout out to Big Pay. Big Pay, he shot me a message. He might come out. He's been out to the studio before. He's going to be at NFT Las Vegas. I'm going to try to go to that. So shout out. It was CNFT Con. Now it's NFT LV. He's going to be out there with the Atrium team. So I didn't know Putin tried to stop the Boston Marathon bombing. That's true. Look it up. I actually did my own research. Was very surprised by that.
That's pretty crazy.
Shout out to Crypto Grady. He did a fantastic job. So guys, if you're following this, maybe give him a follow, show him some love. Pretty funny meme there. And then we'll end it with this. Very rare to see this level of tailoring nowadays, even on the wealthy. Look at Jared's drip, folks. Look at Jared's drip. It's got the Jared on it right there. Great show. Great show. And we love Mind Your Biz too.
Yeah, those are funny guys right there.
All right. Should I share the nightstand of terror?
I need to know.
All right, it's really not even that crazy. So I'm very against ordering heavy things from Amazon, especially electronics, because I feel like it's just very cheaply made in China. You got to factor in the shipping. Shipping's free, not when it weighs 40 pounds. You're not paying anything on your shipping, but shipping is not free. So that is baked into the cost. Well, we had these ones, and it was like very fancy. You could plug in a smartphone, and it had USB, and it had like a little LED light, and you could hit it, and it did all these things, and had the magnet charger or whatever. Like I just placed my iPhone on it, and it charged it. Really, really cool. Within 2 weeks, the iPhone charger quit working. Then my fiance's, then her light quit working. We swapped them out. You know, I was like, oh, I want the light. She wanted the light more. I wanted this phone charging more. So then we swapped. Fast forward another 2 weeks, laying down, going to sleep.
There we go.
I smell burning rubber. I smell fire. I smell hell. It smells like sulfur. That thing almost burnt down while I was sleeping. I started like reaching in. I was like, what the heck? I started reaching around in the electronic components. I heard a spark.
Oh gosh.
I just pulled all the wiring. So now it's unplugged, wiring's pulled. I have a nightstand. But Labor Day, I guess I'm going to go shop for Labor Day, try to get some furniture. Yeah, I had the nightstand of terror almost kill me in my sleep.
Yep.
Try to burn me.
Yeah.
Yep. My wife tried to burn my house down with a teapot, an electric teapot recently. So I can feel it on this.
Quality work.
Quality work. Guys, that MRE video is going to be quality. You could check that channel out. Drew, what is that channel called?
Blockchain Basement. We go live 2 p.m. every day, Blockchain Basement on YouTube. And then the special videos we're making are going to be going out Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. Check them out.
All right. And Tim also has a little morning stream. I mock him relentlessly for it, but I do want to give it a shout out. Now, I watched it this morning. Guys, it is a good show. Him and T-Shroom really, really got good camaraderie and just, really bounce off each other. They get each other's humor and everything. Really fun time. Where can they catch that out at, Tim?
Yeah, check out the Investing Bros. We're also going to start doing Saturday shows. We started a couple weeks ago. So for all of our California friends who 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's really early. We're going to go 11 a.m. on Saturday.
Final question here. We'll end the show. Tim, are we going to crash again?
Yeah, we are. We are going to crash a little bit more. And it's not like we're happy, but it's like if you're prepared for it, it's the best scenario. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, would you rather own Bitcoin having bought it at 25,000 or 20,000? Easy answer is 20,000. So you can kick and scream and complain, or you can say, all right, I'm going to prepare myself. I'm not going to be emotionally invested at a price action. I'm going to continue to watch the charts, watch the news, and plan accordingly. That's how you make money. That's how you make millions.
Crash into 20. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to try to have that same mentality. I'm not going to look at my portfolio. I'm just going to look at, well, my DCA was better. So, I think that's good mentality to have.
Last question, DZ, we do have to address. People are asking in chat, will there be a show on Monday? And the truth is, we will update you guys. The plan at this point is no, but that could change. But we will make sure to be posting a community post. So keep your eyes on the channel. We'll post a community post this weekend, letting you guys know if anything changes. But for now, the answer is no. We're going to be taking Monday off. We'll be back on Tuesday.
And what will I DCA into after that crash? Well, obviously, I'm going to try to turn my 2 chain link into 2.5, and then I can match your name there. That's all we got for today. Please hit that like button. Guys, we appreciate your support now more than ever. Everybody here in this channel, in this family needs your support. So we appreciate it. Chat was pretty awesome today. That's all we got.
That's all we got.
Easy out.